Bumps and let's talk about it. This is Squeeze.
Big.
EJ.
And we back. Today, man, we got a couple of the topics there that we're going to discuss to y'all. So we're going to set this off right. We're going to bring the energy. We're going to have this going today. So first topic that we was debating is, the NBA been around for, a long time now.
Yeah.
That 70, 80 years, however you want to call it.
What brought up this topic? Because I know this topic about this. What made you come up with this
The
topic?
most disrespected player is what we're going to discuss today. Who's been the most disrespected player? I mean, players now, think about it. As far as much disrespect is thrown now with social media out there now, right?
Right.
Old players disrespecting new disrespecting old,
right.
Fans disrespecting everybody.
About to say,
Just disrespecting just being
generation disrespecting generation.
Yeah, social media is highlighting the disrespect.
Right.
So who really deserves that title? Because not everybody's disrespected. You just getting criticism as normal.
Right.
So who really is disrespected? Like when we talk about players.
Okay.
So y'all can get your case whoever y'all go with.
Right.
But I do think it's some players that can actually hold the title to that name and actually say they might, actually be disrespected.
I mean,
I feel there's a lot of players that are that were disrespected, and some that are disrespected now. Mm-hmm. But there's only like a few that's at the top.
For me, I'm at to look at exactly. For me, I looked at about a couple players I feel like are not talked about enough. They're disrespected. I far much my number one issue is Barkley. And that's only because of what happens with him. Because of what he is. I understand. I know sometimes he brings it upon himself with the things he says on TNT. Right. He brings the fire to himself, but I don't think people appreciate and understand what he was as a player. Right. To regards why he can say the things that he says.
Right. Only thing when you think about Barkley, all you think about is the fact that he ain't got no ring.
Right.
That's the only thing people talk about is the fact he doesn't have a ring.
But
it was more to him than that.
Right. The fact he doesn't have a ring, you didn't care, you didn't lead your team nowhere. I'm like, I beg to differ. He took his team to the finals. He led the Sixers all them years. Like, it's a lot of stuff that people come at Barkley and try to say he couldn't win with the three-headed monster when him and Scotty and Hakeem joined together. Right. They were old. They were old and injury ridden. You ain't expecting to win nothing at that point in time in his career.
I mean, they made it far, but still they were.
I mean,
they weren't dominant.
Y'all know how people look at the '90s, Jordan, nothing else, right? It's just like.
But that's the thing that you got. But
you're like lesser than.
Well, that right, exactly. But actually, to his credit, outside of Hakeem, he was the only other person that shined during Mike's dominance, starting from 90 on to 96 when Mike's final year. Yeah. He was the only other person that broke it between them. Right. Him and Hakeem is the only two people that did it.
Right. But then as time goes around, though, it becomes a ring. Like, they get rid of your whole career. His averages was through the roof. Crazy, especially
for his size.
For his size, right? So him being a pioneer at that size, be able to do what he do, and still, you ain't win nothing.
He was a big man.
So that's
he was the shortest person to ever win.
Big man getting up.
Right, he was the shortest person to ever win having rebounding title.
Yes.
Nobody
round mound the rebounder.
Right. He won it. At 6, he was 6'8". He was Jordan height playing power forward, and dealing with dudes that's 6'10", 7 feet, 6'9". Everybody was taller than him. There's only like 4 or 5 other dudes that played that position at his height, and 3 of them you ain't gonna know. I can give you 2 of them that you will know, and that's Don Nelson and Larry Johnson. The rest of these dudes that played the position at that height, you ain't gonna recognize them if you saw their name or their face.
So who in particular you say? Have y'all seen disrespecting Barkley? Where it's like, all right, I gotta go with him because I seen too much. It's blasphemy at this point.
Draymond, first of all.
All right, that's one.
Draymond done it. KD done it.
They returning fire.
KD got a little disrespectful. KD got a little disrespectful.
Somebody say something, even if it's not.
Heck, far as I'm concerned,
I can't.
Go as far as I'm concerned, his buddy on TNT
Shaq.
Shaq does
all the time. I can't name names, but I will say that
it sounds like
everybody's just using the no ring thing as they disrespect towards him. Instead of because that's the easiest thing to go to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's the only thing you can go to. You can't attack nothing else about his game.
All right, so let's bring it to this point then. How about he should be more strategic and criticize people that don't got rings, so they can't say it back to him and they can't not worry about it.
I can't. Listen, what made Barkley is that he didn't know how to shut up.
That's all he.
Regardless, he said what was on his mind. He didn't care who you was or what your problem you had with it.
Right.
He said what was on his mind, and then anytime he stood on it.
Right, and we from Philly, and me and you watched a lot of his games. A lot of people don't know he was doing that point forward stuff
way back
before they even started with Scotty and Draymond.
He was a guard in high school. He said he was a guard in high school up until his junior and senior year when he shot up to like 6'4". He started out at 5'10". He was a guard. He had guard skills, guard movement.
Yeah, he was doing that with the Sixers mainly because that's all they had.
Right.
You know what I mean? He was bringing the ball up, passing, shooting. He was doing everything for the Sixers.
Well, then if you got, is Barkley disrespected on the all-time ranks for
he top 5
forward? Do you see him normally there? Or do you you feel like he ain't there at all?
At a lot of times
he should be.
You hear top forwards. You hear Dirk. You hear Tim,
Duncan,
naturally the greatest top forward.
Mm-hmm.
You hear KG.
Right.
You rarely hear somebody. You sometimes you'll hear Carmelo over Barkley.
Right.
Like you rarely hear Barkley in anybody's power forward conversation.
Do you agree with those names being over him? Every last one of them?
I'll have to say if you go by ring, yeah. But if you go by career, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, if you go by ring, yes. But career, no.
Yeah. So for me, I'm gonna go with Dwight. I gotta go with Dwight, man.
Yeah,
Why?
definitely.
Dwight,
definitely.
Dwight, man.
Listen, we already had this.
We already know how
Don't
you
check
feel
out
about
the video about Dwight. We already had this conversation.
I agree.
Why are you going with Dwight?
I agree.
I feel like Dwight get a bad rap just because of the way he approached the game.
Talk about you want to say all right. So you gonna talk about Barkley's then ask for it. You telling me Dwight don't ask for this?
Nah, because the work show, like you see, there's no way he could have did what he did in those Orlando years without trying. He had 450-win seasons with no other All-Star but Rashad Lewis for 1 year. And Rashad Lewis wasn't an All-Star before him, and he wasn't an All-Star after him. Hito was never an All-Star. He has no other All-Stars with him. So for that Magic team to win 50 games 4 years in a row.
They were a good team.
Right, but he was the catalyst.
He was the main.
No, he was the best. He was the best player, but they still had a good team.
For somebody who has limited offensive game to affect the game so much that he could transform a team like that to take them to the finals and be consistent for 5 years straight, you gotta get that man props.
Yeah, man.
That's 5 years.
All the records that like in the book,
And he's still playing though.
right. And if you're talking about the youngest to do everything, Dwight, he's
Yep.
only the youngest to do 20 and 30.
Yep.
Youngest to do to lead the league in blocks,
Double doubles.
rebounds, and field goal percentage. The first player in history to do that. Top 5 all time, 5 players all time to lead the league in blocks and rebounding. Whatever you could name off, they got to do
20
blocks
points and
rebounds,
21 rebounds in the game. The first,
Yeah.
the youngest to ever do it.
Young-
20
everything.
points and rebounds in the game, the youngest. Then what? 30? He got fouled. What? 30 something times.
Yeah, like
He held the record for free
If you're
throws.
talking about everything that's the youngest, Dwight did that.
Yeah.
Not
Even-
everything the youngest. but
Majority.
very big,
But you're not-
yeah.
majority.
He got
Right.
9 blocks in the finals.
Okay.
And
You
he
know
was a
what I'm
block. He averaged like 2.5 blocks for like 8 years straight. His career average is like 16 and 10, even with his down years of him being injured. To still average that for your last years when you on your body ain't what it was anymore. Not relying off athleticism really anymore. That's a really good average. I mean, he not led the Lakers, but he played a pivotal role in the
For the
Lakers winning that championship.
Yep.
The one with the bubble?
Yes.
The bubble chip.
Yes. Yeah. He
Yeah,
played-
the bubble chip we talking about.
Yeah, he played
We talking about the bubble.
That's talking about his role.
You're right. What killed him was the Kobe experience. That really was like the second
Him
strike.
bouncing around killed him for me.
But did anybody look at Dwight like that? Like he bounced around. I'm a like.
But
No.
even if you looked at what he averaged, he still was putting up good
No,
numbers.
his
when he was
Houston
with
number. No, his
Houston
Houston
and
number.
Atlanta.
No,
And he had one good year in Charlotte.
Yes, he did. Atlanta, he was putting up good numbers too. He was averaging like what, 15 and what, 10?
Yeah, probably
Yeah,
right.
but I don't think he played that many games though to get that thing.
Even in Charlotte, he had 1 year. He was
Yeah, he was killing it in Charlotte,
like,
too.
Wherever he went, his numbers really didn't drop off to somebody where it's like, nah, why you got him? You should go. Like,
Right.
It was always.
But it didn't affect winning. He had them numbers, they didn't affect the
But
team.
He won a
winning.
championship with the Lakers.
It's defense.
No, I'm talking about when you talk about putting him in Atlanta and Charlotte.
But you
and
got to think about all the other what they
Well,
had.
his back
So
injury
then,
affected his defense.
so then that goes back to my point that Orlando had a good team around him. That's why they won.
But they won because of him. The way he
was
affected
younger
both
then.
sides. Yeah, he was like the fact that like LeBron, right? LeBron, when he was younger, he could take a team to the finals, right? Based off of his skill set was able to do that. Dwight was able to do that because when he was younger. He can't do that now. Same thing with Bron. Bron can't do that by himself now.
Why only did that 1 year he got to the finals?
But if you win 50 games 4 years in a row, you're carrying your team. You're just going up against better teams at that point.
In the East, you won 50 games.
With Boston,
Yeah.
with Cleveland there, like it was some good teams.
Dwight
in
was
there.
killing it,
This
man.
is some good
Dwight
teams.
was the lead for them 5 years.
Nah.
Yes, he was. Dwight was the man for them 5
Not
years,
with
man.
Bron and Kobe still in the
Dwight
league.
was still.
I would say
Dwight was still. Remember, Kobe and the Lakers were going down. Kobe
Nah,
and them,
yeah, he won
they
against
didn't come
the
back
Lakers.
up until they got Gasol in them.
But you still had KG, Pierce, and Ray Allen in
Yeah.
the Celtics. You still had LeBron with his teams.
I wouldn't say he was like the man, but I would say he was most exciting.
Yeah,
He
Like,
might have been
yeah,
the most
he was
exciting.
but
I would give you
He
that.
was holding
yeah.
his own. Is what I'm saying. He was holding his own.
Yeah, he wasn't the lead.
He
Yeah,
was most
the way.
exciting. Like you turn on the game, like let me see what the
It's
White
not
do
like
there.
the East
But
wasn't
see-
weak. Is
but
what I'm
see, the
saying.
point I'm-
It's not like the East
But like
is weak.
I'm gonna say it again. The point I'm gonna say with the White, the reason why, as far as I'm concerned, is because he brought it on himself.
No. Should he been top 75 or no?
Huh?
Should he been top 75 or no?
Over AD, of course he should have.
A lot of people
And
on that.
and
a lot of
Dame.
a lot of
Dame.
people.
Wait, Dame ain't top 75?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God. I didn't remember seeing that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, still, yeah.
couple
There's a couple people, yeah. There's a few people that if that's the case, yes.
Yeah,
I
like-
don't, listen, I argued that when I saw who made the list. I said the White should have been on the list.
Three-time
That-
defensive player of the
Yeah,
year.
that I give him. But the
You know what I
problem,
mean?
but the problem is, like a lot of his stuff, he brought on himself. His antics, his Shaq, his mirroring Shaq career to completely between the Superman emblem, the Superman cape in the dunk contest, him following him going from Orlando to the Lakers. I'm like a lot of his stuff, his antics. I'm not saying he was a bum. I'm never saying that the White was a player, but his antics brought it upon himself.
He just not y'all. He just not a generation's cup of tea. So it's like nobody likes.
He never showed maturity. I put it that way.
Right, he's not the generation
Yeah,
before his
yeah,
cup of tea.
yeah.
Like we don't like.
Not even the nobody generation. Nobody, not even the young. Nobody in the younger generation talks about him. He does because he didn't.
No, that's for other reasons. He has some.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. We ain't gonna talk about that.
That's
We're
what
gonna
I'm
talk about
saying.
that.
He has some. He has some rumors going.
Right, he
Yeah,
got some
so-
questionable stuff going
Yeah,
with
we
his
ain't
career
talking
that we
about
got.
that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's off the court.
So a lot of his antics, like you can't like I will never take away what he did in Orlando,
Yeah.
but that's where it stops for me for him. Is Orlando? He got a chip with LA, but he got a chip with with LeBron, AD, and them in that boat.
Orlando was a Hall of Fame career. If it stopped right there, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Oh, the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Hall of Fame
Yeah.
career. Yeah, I mean, what you
Nah,
got there? I mean,
yeah.
because I mean, after
Defensive
that,
Player of the
yeah.
Year,
For a
block
good
of the
8
year,
years, he was the man.
Three of them.
Five.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Good 5 years.
Yeah, because his first 2 years was like a little slow
So
start. He averaged
sorry,
like 12 and
yeah.
16.
Yeah, but he still was the
And then
youngest.
them drop-
He was breaking a lot of records,
And
still
then
being young, coming
and
out
then
of high school.
And then
Yeah.
that drop off year because of him and Stan Van Gundy was going through that bull crap.
He still had it. He still had it.
Still was getting his average.
Yeah, hold on. He played with Vince. I just forgot about that. He had Vince on his team.
Yeah, old Vince.
Hey, bro, old Vince was dropping 21 points a game.
Vince wasn't.
Old Vince was
Vince
dropping
wasn't
20 points a
takeover.
game.
Vince. It wasn't takeover.
He was
Vince.
still dropping 20 points
Yeah,
a
it doesn't
game.
take-
Do you
Vince.
think the White made Tito and Rashad better, like that team better? Do you think he like was a catalyst for that? Not saying like
I think it was a symbiotic because
It had to
I
because they
mean,
had to
he's-
double him and leave
no,
the guys open.
Yeah,
right. What
yeah,
happens
right,
with
yeah,
right? But what happens with Hito to me?
because I don't think he was a leader.
I think to
offensively,
me,
but-
without Hito, they don't go nowhere. That's my personal opinion.
Okay.
Reason why I say that because Hito did everything. Hito could shoot. Hito
Pass.
bring up the ball.
He
Hito
passed.
could pass. Hito
then he
ran
led
the
the team
offense.
and like
right,
you said,
sis, right.
Rashad
playoffs.
could,
Right.
Rashad could shoot.
Right, but I still don't. But what I'm saying, Hito to me kept everybody's ability together for me. When I watched Hito was the nucleus of that team. The White was the power. Everybody else was a shooter. Rashad was a scorer. Hito to me had every other thing. He did everything for that team. I
Right.
don't think they win without Hito, personally to me.
all I say is after that team that was together.
Once Hito left, the White never saw too much success in the playoffs.
No, well, I was about to say that once that team left, every last one of them had a career drop off.
Yeah,
except
they
the
did.
White. No,
Except the White. Yeah, well,
right.
yeah.
Thinking about it, Rashad Lewis. He went to
Nah.
Miami, but
Well,
he
he got
wasn't.
rings.
Right, but it wasn't what he was there. He wasn't an all-star level player.
He wasn't
He
like
didn't need to be.
But he
he
wasn't.
wasn't the man in
He
Orlando. He just turned into a shooter. Then
Hito
in
did
Seattle, he
17
was
points a
doing
game.
everything. But
17 points
I'm
a
saying
game.
Seattle. Remember, he was bringing the ball up. He was posting up. Then all of a sudden, he just started shooting threes.
That's because
just
he was-
standing
Well,
at
it
the
worked.
3-point
It
line.
It worked. It
Yeah,
worked.
I know. I'm just saying though, he wasn't there in
Yeah.
Orlando.
I got a list of guys: Jameer Nelson,
That was my boy.
Ray Alston.
That was my
JJ.
other boy.
Then they had
JJ.
Michael Petrus.
Yeah, they had Michael Peter, they had JJ, but they had
Hito
Corey.
disappeared.
They had Cordy.
The main
Cordy
thing,
Lee.
the main thing, know what he
Everybody
overcame.
disappeared.
The main thing, know who he overcame.
Yeah.
He overcame Doc Rivers as his coach.
Nah,
Wasn't Doc his coach then?
no. Doc
Was he assistant?
He was- he
I
was
think
assistant?
Doc was. I think Doc left when Tracy got
You
traded.
sure?
If he did,
Might
Doc
be.
might have been there for a year because most of his years was Stan Van Gundy.
Well,
That's when they got to the ring and the championship. The finals was Stan Van Gundy. It wasn't a Doc.
we covered those two.
Right.
So we need to find out who you gonna pick. Who you got is the most disrespected.
See, I gotta take my glasses off for this one. To me, and I think he should be even in the top 10 when you talk about this guy because he changed the NBA.
Never mind.
for his era.
I know he's talking
You know
about.
what I mean? And he represented class. He brought style. He brought finesse to the game. You know what I mean? And everybody that came after him wanted to be like him, including including Magic. You know what I mean?
Mike.
Yeah, and Mike.
Yeah.
And that's the one and only Julius Dr. J. Urban. You know what I mean?
You feel like he's the most disrespected?
Yes.
Why?
Because when they talk about top 10, you don't hear his name in it. You know what I mean? When they talk about people who set something like a generation, you know what I mean, that changed the game and just took it to another level, it was Doc. You know what I mean? What people say about what AI did for the culture, Doc did it for the people back then.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
True.
You know, sneaker deal. You know what I mean?
Converse.
Yes, you know what I mean? Movie, commercials.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah,
his
cameo in the
whole,
movie.
just his whole swag. He had swag back then, even before the word was invented. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just on the court, the way he played, but also off the court.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. He's one of the boys that started the nice flashy dress and everything.
A lot of his games,
Suits was crazy.
due to the fact that a lot of his games weren't even televised, to where people will fight, you know what I mean, to try to go wherever his games were to sell out arenas, because a lot of the games weren't even televised
But the
at
issue,
the time.
but I can
You know
tell
what
you
I'm
the
saying?
issue with Doc right now, and we talked about it off air. His best years was in the NBA, not in the NBA.
No, well, it depends on how you look at it, because still the Sixers were competing every year. They were in the playoffs every year. You know what I mean? They was going up against the top teams. They made it to the finals more than once. So you can't say that his best years were just in the ABA. Just the fact that they was making it to the finals.
I guess because the time he won his ring, he was a number 2. He was a number 1 once he came over here.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then once he won his ring,
You're right.
He got help from Moses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a
You
number
needed
2.
it. You needed it.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
needed it.
But then
Any
he went
team
the
needed
number
it.
2. He went the number 2 instead
what I
of
mean?
being number 1. So.
Magic had Kareem. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Bird had Mikal and everybody else.
But they were number 1.
But I'm just saying, still though. You know what I
So I
mean?
think that kind of looked at it a different way. But yeah, I mean, as you're saying, like probably won't be no dunk contest if Doc.
But that's
Yeah.
he won the first one ever won.
But
Yeah.
that's the
He's a
stigma,
trailblazer.
right? But that's the stigma. on it.
Yeah, that kind of.
Because technically he has 3 championships.
But when
2
you-
in the ABA,
and
1 in the NBA.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And think about Doc. When you see a highlight of Doc, what is it? Oh, it is that layup
Rock the
that
baby.
he do. You don't really show the rock the baby
Baby,
or the
yeah,
layup
yeah.
that he did
Yeah.
from under. You don't see too much of his arsenal. Like you don't. See
Right, they
him
don't show it like
you
they
don't see
should.
nothing else of his game like that. So
Right,
when you put in the eyes of the viewers of this is what he did, it's kind of hard.
that's
For him.
beautiful.
But that's what I'm saying though.
Well,
They don't
that's
show a lot.
what-
If you watch that finals against Portland, it was a lot of stuff he was doing in that they could put on highlights that they don't do. You know what I mean?
But I feel like they should have won that series.
They should have.
Well, if that
And
fight didn't break out, they would have
Yeah,
won that
they
series.
should have. You know what I mean?
That Sixers team was kind of stacked with talent. Like
It was.
So I mean,
That's it. That fight
kinda-
didn't break out,
yeah.
they would have won.
Yeah. So now you look at that and you look at some of the
And then
things.
you gotta add the other stigma. Doc could score. Doc couldn't shoot.
No, Doc was shooting. Doc
No,
had
he hit shots
No,
on
Doc
occasion.
had
Doc
a good
couldn't
percentage. Doc had a super percentage. But if you just look down, look, he was 2-time ABA champ,
We know,
right.
1-time NBA champ,
right?
2-time ABA MVP playoffs, NBA MVP,
Yeah.
3-time ABA MVP, 11-time All-Star,
Right.
5-time ABA All-Star, 5-time NBA first team, second team, 4-time first team. He even had an all-defensive team. I mean, 3-time scoring champ. You know what I mean?
I said Doc could score.
All right, so
The word posterized, Doc started it.
So who do you see? Where does the disrespect from Doc come from? What are you seeing that made
Or you
pick
just feel
Doc?
like he's not talked about enough.
So, but where though? Because he's not top 10. I think I think we could be clear he's not top 10.
He's
all
not
time.
top 10.
So where do you see the disrespect? Have you heard something that somebody said?
'Cause anytime
Is it just not you? Just when you think of top small.
Even when you
forward
say top 10,
conversations-
people don't say, you don't even say
Yeah.
honorable mention. You know what I mean? Or when people say people that set standards. You know what I mean? He set a standard.
Is he top 5 small
And then
forward?
people,
Top 5 small forward all time.
He should be.
That
Yeah.
depends.
Let's run it off. Let's run it off.
Go ahead.
Well, you know, Brian.
Brian is first.
Brian first. Scotty second.
Larry.
But
Nah, hold up. Larry is third.
all around, Doc is better than Scotty. all around, Doc is better than Scottie.
He may be better than Scotty's skill all round wise, but if you let Phil Jack, I couldn't believe
the sample size on Scotty too small, so I can't say he would have led a team like Doc would have.
Because I saw an interview that they dug out the grave about Phil Jackson where he said Michael was great. Scotty was complete. He literally said Scotty was the complete player because Scotty could do everything.
Yeah, right, but Mike did have better averages.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. But this was
I've never gave credence to a guy that Doc came in. The man, Doc came in with his skills. Scotty had to learn to become what he is, and mostly he became that on defense. Offensively,
Scotty's one of the most inefficient players. At that time.
Yeah.
He really never shot over 40%.
So,
and he didn't show up all the time.
Are you putting him over KD?
Who?
Doc.
I seen that debate a lot. Was going on a lot. When I was looking that up.
You know how I feel about KD championships, man.
But not KD championships. We talk about everything that KD. Oh, you putting him over KD? We're not talking about careers. We talking about as a player. Are you putting him?
KD's a better shooter.
I will put.
That's all I give him.
I will put.
So he might be. He should be top 5 because the argument could be is you can make him over Scotty. And
how many did we name already?
You got Brian Bird.
2.
Brian Bird and
KD.
And KD. So who's 4 and 5? Doc got to be 4 or 5. There's nobody else you can think about small forward wise that got that. Small forward? I mean, they probably throw Rick Barry in there. I don't want to hear that.
Nah.
No.
Havlicek is another one. I don't want to hear that.
No.
Do Elgin Baylor?
No, over Doc.
Okay, I'm just running out names.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I'm just running off names that played that position that was great at that position. Boom, boom, boom. No.
Yeah, it's really not.
Nah, it's not. That's what I'm saying. So he should be top 5. He should be top 5.
But what? All right, so I get what you're saying. How he died. So I guess what it comes to is how people weight the ABA versus the NBA.
Which they
I think
don't.
That's what hurts Doc the most.
And they don't.
You translate those stats to the NBA. We're not even having this discussion. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, because another thing people underestimate is Doc is one of 7 players that got 1,300 steals and blocks.
But I think what happened. I think more so not translate the stats, translate the games because you can't find none of his ABA games. You can find.
That's why I said.
Right,
they were selling out arenas, but I know. You had to go see him.
Right.
That's the problem. You had to go see him.
Right. So his legend is based off of word of mouth as opposed to have no visual.
You know what I mean? You had to see him at Rucker Park. You had to see him in the arenas.
Right.
And when you watch him, then you'll see how great he was compared to just hearing stories. You know what I'm saying?
The story is what he's like 60-something now, can still dunk.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just the narrative on him, like somebody.
He started the video game, man.
Yeah, I know. Julius
versus Bird. He started the video game. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So is your worry like, because obviously the old generation don't disrespect him because that's who.
That's what I'm saying. I never heard nobody slander.
Man just said I wanted to be Doc. You know what I mean? All the guys.
My thing with Doc is I never heard nobody slander him when you
no, they don't, because he represented class. Like I said, he brought a thing to the NBA.
So with disrespect, do you mean like, as far as the younger generation, he is going to be extinct as far as that comes along? Like,
even
the
some
younger
of the older,
generation
some of the older
don't
generation
put enough respect on his name when it comes to carrying his legacy throughout, because he is one of the forefathers, right?
Yeah.
But he's left out of that a lot of times. Like being a forefather. So
because you had somebody, and this is just comes with time. You had somebody who took what he did, made it his own, and took it to a different level, and that's Mike.
Right.
So once you had that.
Well, each generation is always somebody that's going to.
That's what I'm saying, Brad. Right. That's what I'm saying. That's
yeah.
what that to me I think was what killed Doc.
We had this conversation before, where we talk about people that changed the game. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Not just on but off the court. Right. Iverson was one of them.
Right.
Jordan was another one.
Right.
Bryant, Doc is one of them.
Yeah, and he's not mentioned in that conversation.
Yeah, he's not ever mentioned in that.
He's not mentioned in that conversation.
And Doc was one of them. You know what I mean?
So when did it stop? When did Doc stop being mentioned?
Mike.
So the 90s. So
I'll say about
the 90s.
Late 90s, not early 90s. Late
because you got to think all.
Huh?
No.
Because Mike was still acknowledging him even back in his first 3 championships.
Y'all supposed to carry that legacy on for
all the guys that grew up idolizing him that played NBA started to retire, and the other generation started to look at Mike.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like when I was a kid, it was Mike. Right. I knew of Doc because Doc played for the Sixers.
Right.
But for me, it was Mike.
Yeah. So each generation, they looking at whoever represents them. You know what I mean? And so that person from the one before ends up slowly, dying.
So Doc is a good choice. Barkley's a good choice.
I'm staying with Barkley because
Dwight
I've heard Barkley's disrespect.
All right, so let's talk about some of the people we didn't name and just see like
David Robinson,
Tim Duncan.
How?
Melo.
Wait a minute, hold up. We gonna tackle.
No, we gonna talk about Melo.
We gonna tackle all of these.
I don't agree with Melo.
We gotta talk about Tim. How? He's regarded as the greatest power forward to ever play the game. How is he disrespected?
Because a lot of times I hear people when they name like
The big fundamentals.
All right, let me say this: if you consider the best power forward in the game that ever played the game,
right?
Why are you not top 5?
Top 5 over who?
Just period. Top 5. Why are you not every position? Right? If you say the best point guard, they say is Magic, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They say the best 2 guard is Mike,
All right.
right? The best small forward is LeBron.
All right.
The best power forward is Tim, right?
All right.
And the best center is Kareem.
All right.
But when they do their top 5, they don't have Tim in that top 5. But yet he's the best power forward to ever play the game.
All right. So
Except you're going by position, but you're not going by career.
Still, if you're the best, you should be in the top 5.
all right. So question though, is he disrespected if he's 6?
Yes, he should be top 5.
Is that disrespect that he's 6 not 5?
He should be. If you're the best to ever play at your position, why you not in the top 5? There's 5 players on the court.
But what if I got somebody? Well,
Then
then we go to careers. Then we go to careers.
Right. We gotta go to career.
What's wrong with his career?
If
He
I
got 5 rings. He dominated at his position.
But you can-
So
his team was always in the
Because
top.
I got people.
So you got him over Kobe?
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That,
Wait a minute. No, nah.
Okay.
You got him over Kobe. Top 5.
Who had? If you look at their careers, we talking about careers, right?
Right.
If you look at their careers, who had the best winning percentage career? Out of
If
them
we're
two?
gonna talk about somebody who
Who made the playoffs majority every year?
Stop.
And did good.
Oh,
I'm out of it. Go ahead.
Nah,
I'm just
because
saying-
if we
no, I'm just saying, right?
hold it, because we gonna talk about people that got drafted into great positions. Tim was one of the best people to get
But he
drafted.
lived up it and took it to another level.
And Kobe didn't.
But
He got
Kobe
drafted
had
in the,
down years. Tim didn't have really no down years.
because Tim got teammates that Kobe didn't get.
It don't matter. I'm just talking about his career. He didn't have no down years.
He got teammates.
He
had
still
3.
did his part though. Tim did his part.
And Kobe didn't even when he didn't have teammates.
No, Kobe didn't say I'm not shooting.
Huh?
Did Tim ever say I'm not shooting this game?
Nah.
Did Tim ever say I'm not shooting this game?
Tim never had an issue with his management.
It don't matter.
He didn't never had an issue with management.
Did Tim take less pay to help make sure his team stay in the top?
That happened.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
That's not
he
basketball,
represented. He was a
that's your-
professional from day one all the way to the end. He was the best at his position from day one all the way to the end. You know what I mean? He did everything that you needed to do that you as a player, as a leader. You know what I mean? He never let you down.
You got a response to this?
I'm still trying to figure. I can't debate that. I'm trying to figure out how you figured that Kobe didn't do the same thing.
Kobe didn't do it every year. Kobe had some down years, man. Kobe wasn't always a team player. Let's put it on record. People didn't start liking Kobe until the end of his career, to when he started going downhill and he started changing his attitude on how he approached the game. Is that true?
That depends on who you talk
Right?
to.
That's when people started liking Kobe.
Yeah, during the
Everybody hated Kobe.
He wasn't top 10 in nobody's list.
Right. Everybody hated Kobe.
But the top 10.
He wasn't even top. No, everybody hated Kobe.
Yeah,
They
from
said he was
pundits and
selfish.
analysts, he wasn't in nobody's top
No,
10.
they-
Where?
Anywhere.
He wasn't
in nobody's top
Stop,
10.
wait a
wasn't.
minute. See, this is
Kobe was not in the top
This
10.
is what we gotta have remission. We have
Because everybody always
Nah.
just say he mind you a mic.
That's why he was in everybody's
Right, but
top
that's why
10.
they didn't put him in there.
Daddy
No,
was
but
out
that's
of
why
it.
he was in the top 10 because they tell he was the heir apparent to
I'm telling
Mike's
you,
second
Daddy
lead.
him out of it. A lot of
I'm
people
telling
had him
you.
out of
Not
it.
back when he was called second. Mike was nobody higher than him.
Towards the end of his career, from 2011, like 2013 and on, he wasn't
I'm telling you,
as high as he should
Kobe
be.
was not liked until the end of his career. He was not liked.
2011, he got the ring.
2013.
Yeah.
From after that.
Well, he got injured on 2013.
And that's when people started liking him.
But that shouldn't change your overall career. That shouldn't not have you top 10 on.
At that time, when he got injured, LeBron was ascending.
Right, but all time. We talking about all time. I'm not talking about in the league. In the league, you're not.
He was still top 10 then until
He
Bron
was
started
not.
ascending.
People had
I'm
him
telling
low,
you.
man.
Who was top higher than him in top 10 at
They
that
was
time?
not
They
putting
had
him in
him
there.
either 10 or 11. He
Yes.
was not in there.
Yes.
He was fringe. Like, he was fringe on the
I'm
list.
telling you, a lot of these
I
guys,
know them lists.
Nick
Nick Wright and all these
listen.
guys, a lot of these guys were not putting Kobe in their top
Kobe
10.
was not-
Well, I know
So he
Kobe's,
passed away.
No,
because
I know Kobe's.
people felt like they
no,
got to
well-
put him in.
Well, I know Kobe's ascension got higher once he passed away. That's a
Yeah.
given.
Well, no, I feel like he should have been top 10.
I don't
then-
remember no list that didn't
I
have
feel
him
like
in top 10 back when he was winning the championship.
And
Yeah.
he wasn't top 10.
A lot of people did not.
Who did they
sorry.
have over him back then? Because there wasn't that many people to
I
play
can't
over him
give
back
you.
then.
I'm just putting you like this. A lot of people did not like Kobe, so they didn't put him in his top. I'm not saying he didn't deserve it. I'm just saying a lot of people did not like him and did not put him in his top 10. Kobe was not liked. Don't act like Kobe was liked. Kobe was not liked.
I'm not talking about his likability.
I'm just
talking about
saying
what he did on the court. I don't care.
And Kobe had down years. They would bring up the game where he didn't shoot. They would bring up his losses in the playoffs in the first round. They would bring up all the negative things. He's not a team player.
So
he cursed out his team. They would bring up all the negative things Kobe did. They never said nothing negative about. They didn't never say nothing negative about Tim. I'm not saying Tim's career was perfect. I'm just saying Tim's career was more steady and professional, and he always was in the chance to win from day one all the way until he retired. That's all.
What I say is Tim's last 5-6 years, he didn't really have to do much. Like the low,
but they were always there, and they needed his leadership, and he still provided the team wherever they needed.
Yeah, he played his role.
Right, he provided them wherever they need to win. You know what I mean?
The only thing I'm going to say this: Kobe in his latter years never had nobody come and take the team from him. Tony took that team from Tim.
Kobe wasn't winning.
He won.
Kobe after they championships, they 2 championships, they weren't winning.
But 2011,
they weren't winning.
Yeah, he got injured. It was over for him once he got injured.
But still, I'm just saying they weren't winning.
Tim fell off. He wasn't scoring.
Tim was still providing.
Tony took
the team.
Tim
over. Was a leader, and he realized that all right, I know how to set these guys up. He didn't say Kobe ain't doing it. Kobe's still shooting no matter what.
That's his mentality.
All right, then I'm just saying though, Tim knew how to be a leader and also take his team to another level and know when to step back and do what he needs to do to help his team win and to stay afloat.
So you got Tim. So you telling me right now you got Tim over Kobe?
I would take Tim career over Kobe career.
I can't argue that.
Yeah, I'll take Tim career. I'll put it like that. I take Tim's career over Kobe's career.
That I can't argue.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. I'll take his career over Kobe's career.
Because Tim ain't got any more as far as his last, maybe 10 years probably in the league. He ain't got 2 rings. He ain't got rings more impressive than Kobe's 2 when it was just him and Gasol. Because think about Tim he was either playing second fiddle or third or play first.
Not with the Nets. They beat the Nets. Who else they beat?
What are you talking about?
No, it says his last 10.
Talking about his last year.
Last 10 years.
Yeah,
that's like a decade sample size.
But they were there. They were always there is what I'm saying. They were always there, and he was always being a leader and being a professional.
Yeah, but Kobe's 2, being the man, is more impressive than Duncan's 07 to 2017?
Yeah.
Duncan really wasn't dominant Duncan to win those rings.
I'm just saying.
Besides the last one was the Cleveland one, right? That probably was dominant.
Yeah, but that wasn't the last one. The last one, they beat Orlando. I mean, not Miami.
No, yeah, Miami.
When he was dominant. When he was dominant.
I
think
he was killing it in that one, too, though.
He had 16, 17.
Because Kawhi wasn't a scorer like you. Kawhi was more defensive.
It was Milano. I keep forgetting about
I'm just saying the whole team was great. I mean, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, if you the best at your position while you're in top 5.
I'm just going, so wait a minute. Go from the top list. Wilt, you taking him over Wilt, obviously.
Yeah.
You taking him over Shaq.
Shaq is the best. If you consider Shaq the best center, then Shaq is in it.
You take him over Kareem.
Well, I take him over Shaq. I won't take him over Kareem.
Sheesh.
I take him over Kareem, but I won't take him over Shaq. I mean, Kareem is in there as the best center. If you're going to take Kareem over Shaq. Is it how you look at it? Depends on how you look at it.
So what I'm asking,
it can't be both.
But that's what I'm saying. So I'm asking you.
One guy go.
So you taking? So you going to take Tim? Which one are you taking Tim over, Kareem or Shaq? Because they both in your top 5.
I take Tim over Shaq.
Wow.
I'll leave Kareem.
Tim over Shaq?
Yeah, I'll take Tim over Shaq.
Okay.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad at that. I'm just saying, wow. So, because your top 5, you listen to the top 5 automatically, which is Kareem, Mike, Bron, Magic.
Well, how much do y'all put stats into it, right? Because looking at Duncan here, he averaged 20 up in from 1998 in the playoffs to 2008. After 2008, he ain't averaged 20 again. He averaged 19 twice, but he ain't never averaged over 20
this is
again.
what he's arguing about. He's arguing about the fact that he was able to take the step back and let everybody else lead and still be a contributing factor.
Right.
But they only won one time from that since 07. That was 2014. That was it.
I know that. Who's the top 10? Because I know I'm missing somebody.
All time?
Yeah.
Remember when you said that argument last would be Bird or Steph?
Yeah, I ain't worried about that. I'm just talking about, just give me 9. I'm just trying to figure out,
we had
Kareem.
We had Mike at first.
Yeah.
I ain't going ranking. You ranking them?
Nah, yeah, don't rank them.
I'm just naming them.
You got Mike, Bron, Kareem, Shaq,
Magic.
I got 5. Who's 6?
You had Hakeem in yours.
But that's my personal. So I'm gonna always hold Keem where he at.
Will
the 6. All right, I need 7. Bill was probably 7. So who's 8?
8 was
because that's where I put Timmy in them at.
Kobe, Tim.
Kobe and Tim. So that's 8 and 9. So who's 10? The 10 would be Bird.
You had Bird in there. Bird was in
Bird off of the default Bird.
Yeah. So then
that's like the position.
No, then he got a case that where Tim can make your top 5 argument.
No, you can make the top 5 argument, but it's not. I don't think it's disrespect to not put him there. I feel like anybody.
But you can make that. No, but I'll go through everybody that's listed in the top 10, but outside of personal feelings about players. Yeah, you can make the argument he should be there.
No, you can make the argument. That's the point. As I'm saying, but if I got him 6, am I disrespecting him?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Who you gonna have over him? That's the point. That's the reason why I just went down the top 10.
Put Kobe over him.
I personally put Kobe over him. That's me personally.
A lot of people personally put Kobe over him. They were just debating on.
A lot of people ain't doing that now because Kobe passed.
Right, but
that's all I'm saying.
That was a discussion before too.
That was probably like this. I'm not say this on camera because this has been me and y'all know this. I ain't never been the biggest Kobe fan. I ain't never been the biggest MJ fan. Mm-hmm. But I hold them high regards for what they was and what they played and what they was as careers. So I'm still going to hold Kobe just because of what he was as a player over Timmy. Me personally.
But you can't admit a lot of people didn't put Kobe there.
Oh, people couldn't stand Kobe. I already know that. Yeah, they couldn't stand Kobe.
But one thing that Kobe will always that I will put Kobe over Timmy is
because of the 2 champions.
No, impact. It's not even close. Yeah. Duncan really don't got no impact to any other generation.
His game wasn't.
Kobe helped influence the overseas goal for the game.
Yeah. It's big fundamentals.
Once I put all that together, plus the winning, the MVPs, the numbers, that's a big gap there.
But like I said, all that
and skill set. Kobe is more skilled than Duncan. All around.
I don't know.
Come on, all around.
I don't know. Duncan. He ain't called fundamentals for nothing.
But for offense, I'm talking about all around.
He played great D too.
Right, but all around. Passing.
He ain't fundamentals for nothing. He's not fundamentals for nothing.
Kobe is an assassin on studying the game of basketball. Every single
his IQ was crazy. No, his IQ was crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
His IQ was crazy, right?
Man can shoot.
I'm just saying, but you can't say Duncan ain't no slouch.
Right, but
that's all I'm saying.
Kobe is a different beast as far as skill of the game. You can argue he's more skilled than Mike. That's how skilled Kobe is. You talking about the way
you can argue. I would agree with that. You can make that argument.
Right,
you can make that argument. If you're arguing, you can make that argument.
When we start getting tic tac, I gotta put Kobe over there, especially with that impact. Like impact really is the one that swayed me. Like after that, and then that Duncan drop off.
Because like I said, to me, all that with Kobe didn't come till he started falling off. You ain't hear about none of this until Kobe started falling.
Well, Kobe, my generation. As far as
I know, I'm just saying.
Kobe got me in the Orlando finals. That's when I really took gave it to him.
Well, I thought that was the least impressive finals. I think that Orlando team really.
It
was all that.
They shouldn't have been as
it wasn't what he did to them. Yeah. It's what I saw him mentally be able to do to control the game.
Yeah.
Like I literally that was when the first time I said I literally see Mike out there for once in my career. Everybody was doing the comparisons way back when. Yeah. That Orlando series was the time I saw Mike because the Boston series wasn't that impressive neither because the only reason why they won
the last game.
Right, Artest was the one that saved them to win it.
Yeah, Kobe didn't have a good game.
Right. So that's so for me the Orlando series was for me. Yeah. That's when I started really giving them respect.
That's what we got for the disrespect.
No. We gotta talk about Melo. Yeah. I don't care if you edit this or not. We gotta talk about Melo. What are you talking about respect?
Though I feel like it's more to what they did to him later in his career, like the black ball.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that.
Like, so I feel like he disrespected around the league, not really for like the fans and like the media. Just had like a type of agenda that this dude shouldn't be on the court.
Did he bring it on himself?
Not as much as they did it. Not the way they did it.
Not to be blackballed. Not to be blackballed. No,
I don't think he was blackballed.
Yes, he was. They wouldn't let him.
What I mean by this is
assassinate him every time.
No, what I mean by this is. He's not a team player.
Okay, so was AI?
No, but still AI at least took his team to the finals. You know what I'm saying? Melo's not a team player.
Okay.
He wasn't about winning. It was just give me my money and give me the ball. And I'm just shooting. Okay. To me, when I see Melo, that's all I see. Give me my money and give me the ball. I'm just shooting.
Okay.
I don't see nothing else.
That's his way of winning.
That's
Kobe did the same thing.
But that's garnish you to get kicked out the league and not like.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Where does he fit on your team? Like if you ain't playing D and his 3-point shot he ain't no great 3-point shooter. He never was a great 3-point shooter for this era.
I think like
Melo is arguably top 3 or 5 best offensive players that ever played. In the
I ain't
basketball.
saying that. I'm just saying
You belong.
in
You
this
can be
era.
on the team. Just that alone. I can
But
put
the
you
way
on the
they
team.
play this game, all they have him do is stand out,
No.
and it's
Are we
not
talking-
him.
Are we talking about Knicks, Melo?
Yeah,
or
Knicks,
Denver?
No, I'm saying.
Right. How much Melo we talking about here?
All these teams he been, when y'all talking about being blackball, I'm just saying all these teams he been with the past few years, there's no use for him because he's not that great of a shooter from the
All right,
outside.
would you say this then though? Melo never had the benefit of having a great coach to put him in the best situations for him to evolve his game in other ways. Mike Woodson, George Karl, he ain't never really had put him with Pop. And Pop show him, look, I want you to take shots from right here. Look how Kawhi is methodical with his game. I think he learned that from Pop. Get to your sweet spot, try this and that. Melo ain't really had that type of guy. He playing the same way he always.
I think Melo was raw talent.
Yeah, like just raw talent. Like he never really had like
But
a
he
methodical
couldn't see that
approach.
himself on how to improve and change his
You need
game.
a little nudge, and you need to
You know what I mean?
set you up with the everybody. All the greats benefited from great coaches for the most part.
And a lot of greats know how to adjust their game and make their game better to improve the team.
He tried it.
And to do whatever it takes.
I can tell you right now, I was watching a video on an interview with him, and they did an interview with George Karl and an interview with him. George Karl said Melo that year when they was going at it in Denver before he got traded. Melo tried it.
Try what?
He adjusted his game to what Karl wanted him to do to try to make himself better to help the team win.
Didn't work.
It didn't work. He tried it. It didn't work. And then Melo got frustrated and said, you know what? I did it your way.
It
It
didn't
didn't
work.
work. I'm done. He tried it. It didn't work.
I just feel like
I was never a Melo fan. I never thought he was a team player.
I just feel like the
Even
way
in New York.
I feel like the way they
never was
pushed
a
him
Melo
out.
fan.
It was like
That's the only thing. I will agree with you with that.
It was
The
nasty.
blackball
It
part
was
is that. But as far as that, everything else, no.
No.
Yeah, but the
I
blackball
feel like
part.
everybody know what he is
Yeah.
offensively all the time, but I feel like
He
when
don't
he
play
came
no.
to
He used to play D in his early years. I don't know what's
nobody
going
play
on.
D anymore though.
No, but he used to be a good defensive player. Like, remember when he first came, a lot of people was liking Melo before they was liking Bron.
Yeah, because
Yeah, the first 2 years, Melo,
he
but
came
was
in more
complete.
skilled. Right, he was more skilled than
And he was
LeBron.
playing D.
Right.
Now Melo, he rose to the matchup. He ain't played D because he just
Right, I'm just saying, he was good.
Now if he played Kobe, he gonna play defense.
But
He
no,
not
what
playing D all the time.
Kobe used to say back down in the post is one of the hardest people to score on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Last time before he
when he
just
played
turned
Bron,
into
he
just a
tried to play-
shooter. I'm not hustling.
And before we close this topic, when we was talking about just people we didn't argue but we brought up, going back to your topic with Timmy, he had a heck of a teammate for his first couple of years in David Robinson.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like he don't get talked about enough of what he did in his
Far
career.
what, disrespect?
Yeah, he don't get talked about enough of what he did in his career. From his rookie year, he was a top player in something, except for the 2 years he was out with injury. I can give you a rundown real quick of everything that bull did. From 1990, he was rookie of the year.
You could do a rundown on Dave.
91 rebound leader.
You already can do a rundown on everything he
92
did.
defense.
You already know what I'm talking about.
I know 92.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
He got his ass bust by the dream.
It's a wrap.
He got his ass bust by the dream.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's done.
That's Dave. That's his highlight.
I just feel like Dave don't get enough respect. He don't. He just don't.